maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in. Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the proper word, connected, properly connected.
That one sentence told us everything. Even the man who built this system knows it's crumbling. Because if checking in was about respect, why do so many artists leave the city in pieces? Why do the streets say protection, but the headlines keep saying murder? Today, we're not just talking about 50 Cent and Jay Prince, we're talking about power, control, and who really runs the culture. Is it the old street bosses or the new kings who don't follow the rules? Because 50 didn't just move to Houston, he moved through it. No check-in, no apology, and they gave him the key anyway. Before all the tweets and drama, before the key to the city and the studio exit, there was one man who ran Houston like a shadow king. Jay Prince, founder of Rap A Lot Records, mentor to legends, street certified before there were blogs. In Houston, when Jay Prince speaks, people listen, and when he doesn't, people still move carefully. He didn't need Instagram. His name alone carried weight.
You know what I mean? I really feel that way because I feel like if some people know better, they'll do better. And a lot of people do dumb shit because they don't know no other way.
That wasn't advice. That was a warning with a smile. A chess move disguised as conversation. Jay Prince didn't just build a label, he built a code. You touch down in Houston, you tap in. Not because it's a law, but because it's an expectation.
Then it's only right to extend that invitation to any man. You know what I mean? You may not know, brother, you were standing on my feet or you was in violation or this is the reward for this situation. You may not know, but here's what it is. Now, if you choose to violate this, do this after you know better, then we both understand.
To him, checking in wasn't a shakedown. It was street etiquette, a way to prevent the unnecessary. But let's be honest, that system, it only works when everyone agrees. And the new era, they're questioning all of it. Even Jay Prince knows the phrase is getting played out. If the name needs changing, maybe the system behind it is broken. Curtis Jackson never played by the book. He burned it. Everything about his rise was violent, dramatic, and unforgettable. Because 50 Cent didn't climb to the top. He walked through fire, then built the building himself. From the streets of South Jamaica, Queens to the boardrooms of Hollywood, he's not just a rapper, he's a survivor with vision. Shot 9 times, left for dead. Doctors didn't think he'd walk again, let alone take over the rap game. But 50 didn't heal up to play it safe. He came back with a vengeance. He dropped How to Rob and in one track put every major rapper on notice. By the time Get Rich or Die Tryin' dropped, he was untouchable. He didn't sign to the industry bent to him. And when Murder Inc. tried to muscle him out, he didn't fold. He brought the empire down, brick by brick. This was a man who built his brand on being unshakable. G-Unit was more than a label. It was a movement, a militarized rap dynasty. Wherever they went, it was formation. It was discipline. It was dominance. No one checked in. No one asked for permission, and they still moved like they ran the city. So when 50 touched down in Houston, it wasn't to ask for favors, it was to test the temperature. He didn't just walk into a new market, he walked straight into a space where checking in was tradition. But 50 never cared for tradition, he cared about control. And when a man like that walks into your territory, you either embrace it or prepare for war. Because to 50 Cent, power isn't about fear, it's about freedom. And he's been fighting for that since the day he was shot. Allegedly, calls went out, quiet ones. Behind the scenes, tap in, show respect, talk to the right people. But 50 wasn't going for it. He posted memes, trolled the check-in culture, turned intimidation into comedy. He made a mockery of the whole thing, but he wasn't alone.
Why the niggas got to check in? I just left Houston last week, I ain't check in. Yeah, I went through Houston, went to Beaumont. Nah, I ain't check in. Nah, homie, take them restrictions and protocols off any nigga. We don't owe y'all nothing.
That wasn't just a shot at Jay Prince. That was a bullet to the whole system. Because if this is really about safety, why does it look more like control? Why is it only enforced when it benefits the enforcer? And when someone like 50 walks in and refuses to play the game, it doesn't just ruffle feathers, it threatens thrones. 50 wasn't just moving into Houston, he was investing in it. A $20 million G-Unit film and TV studio. Jobs, growth, opportunity. He wanted to create internships, open doors for kids who looked like him, tell stories the mainstream avoids. But then without warning, boom, the whole project was moved to Louisiana. Publicly, it was about infrastructure. Privately, everyone knew what it really was. Street politics, gatekeeping, too many snakes in the grass. And 50, he don't dance with snakes. He cuts the lawn and relocates the whole castle.
Now, before I call on him to speak, let me present you first a key to the city of Houston. Anywhere you go, 550 buildings, use the key, the door will swing wide open.
They didn't press him, they praised him. 50 Cent, no check-in, no street approval, got the key to Houston from the mayor on Thanksgiving.
It just feels like a great place for me to expand G-Unity as a foundation and continue to work with programs like HISD and may turn on all the different efforts that I can get involved in.
This wasn't about trolling anymore. It was legacy, it was ownership, it was the streets watching a new kind of power move. And the silence from the old guard was louder than any press conference. It shook the hierarchy, because when the city honors a man that gatekeepers try to exclude, it signals a passing of the torch. No longer do you need old validation to move like royalty. Now, all you need is impact, results, and a legacy the people respect. To 50, that moment wasn't just symbolic, it was a declaration. I'm not just visiting, I'm taking over. In the city, they let him. That picture wasn't just a flex, it was a chess piece. He didn't just move to Houston, he claimed it. Not through violence, not through fear, but with status, with moves, and with undeniable presence. And it didn't stop there. In 2023, 50 raised over $500,000 at the Houston Children's Charity Gala by auctioning rare bottles of his Le Chemin du Roi champagne, helping push the event to a record-breaking $6 million. That same year, he donated over $850,000 worth of toys to help Houston's underprivileged kids have a real Christmas, partnering with multiple organizations to deliver more than 100,000 gifts across the city. This isn't performance, it's purpose. While others demand respect through fear, 50 earns it through service. He didn't just take the key to the city, he gave something back in return. 50 didn't come to Houston on a press run. He came with a plan and receipts, studio investments, jobs, internships, toy drives, record-setting charity auctions. He didn't just buy property, he bought position. Because when you outwork the gatekeepers, when you outperform the politics, when your impact speaks louder than your name, people stop asking for permission. They start handing you the throne. But not everyone like that.
New York niggas don't know nothing about checking.
I know, I'm straight out of New York,
Shout
right?
out to my niggas from New York, cause that's a whole nother, niggas ain't never check in to nobody.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas just go to their hotel and move militant.
Tony Yayo kept it plain. They never checked in because they never needed to. G-Unit walked their own path and anyone who tried to block it got left behind. See, the old system ruled by fear, but 50, he rules by value. He's not moving like a rapper, he's moving like a governor, a cultural architect. And if the OGs feel like he's stepping on toes, maybe that's because he's outgrowing the sidewalk. There's a quiet war happening. It's not fought with diss tracks, it's not fought in clubs. It's happening in boardrooms, on city councils, and behind studio doors. 50's not just challenging the check-in culture, he's replacing it. Replacing fear with influence, replacing politics with purpose, replacing old codes with new connections. And the truth is, that's what scares people the most. This isn't just about two men, this is about two mindsets, two generations of power clashing in real time. On one side, you have the old system, built on respect but guarded by fear, where gatekeepers held the keys and newcomers had to tap in just to move freely. On the other, you've got people like 50 Cent who walk in with their own keys, who don't ask for approval because their results speak louder than any street code. Tony Yayo's statement wasn't just loyalty, it was a declaration. We've never bowed to that system and we're not starting now. Charleston White questioned why only some people have to check in. Why does race and power play such a role in safety? That struck a nerve, not just in Houston but across the industry. Because now, every up-and-coming artist has to choose, follow the old code or build a new path. The lines are being drawn, not with beef tracks, but with investments, with foundations, with who gets to build and who gets boxed out. And behind the scenes, you better believe more artists are watching this play out quietly, wondering if their time is coming. Because if 50 can bypass the politics, if he can enter your city, skip the rituals, and still get praised by the mayor, then the system is crumbling. And those who built it, they feel it. This isn't just drama, it's a blueprint, a warning, a changing of the guard happening in plain sight.
You know, when you
Make
go to
that white
Houston-
boy check in. Yeah, make the white boy motorcycle game. Make Taylor Swift check in. Make Khloe Kardashian check in. What's the white boy name on The Voice? Make every motherfucking body check in.
Charleston White, Tony Yayo, even 50 himself, they're not disrespecting tradition, they're exposing the cracks in it. Because how long can you call it respect when only some people have to show it? How long can you pretend it's protection when too many people leave the city in caskets? 50 didn't need to check in, he checked out of the whole system and still walked away with the key. So now, you tell me, who really runs Houston?